Ozempic causes reduced blood flow to the optic nerve, triggered by rapid blood sugar drops, quick weight loss, and vascular stress, which can lead to sudden blindness. And you would rather do all of that than put the fork down and or to do cardio. Coach Greg, in today's video, Ozempic causes blindness, and I'm not making this shit up. How important is it really in order to lose weight? Well, it's certainly important enough that people are willing to risk blindness. And unfortunately, 1,800 individuals who've used Ozempic have gone blind because of it, and they're involved in a $2 billion with a B lawsuit against Ozempic. Novo Nordisk, creators of Ozempic, are now facing a $2 billion lawsuit after 1,800 users go blind and new links to thyroid cancer emerge. Big Pharma does not want you to know the true dangers of taking Ozempic. Blindness, thyroid cancer, gallbladder disease and gallstones, pancreatitis, SIBO, depression, kidney damage, severe nutrient deficiencies. And you would rather do all of that than put the fork down and or to do cardio. Now, I'm not saying that some of you actually need this, that it's warranted. You've tried to lose weight your entire life and you can't, but others, they just see it as the rich person's way or celebrity way in order to lose weight, that it's the magic pill. And so you can't have your keg and drink it too, just like you can't have your cake and eat it too. And there is no free lunch. And so if you've decided to use Ozempic or you're debating using it, you need to watch this video. Ozempic causes reduced blood flow to the optic nerve, triggered by rapid blood sugar drops, quick weight loss, and vascular stress, which can lead to sudden blindness. In a 2024 study, when they started looking at this, 8.9% of people who are taking the semaglutide or Ozempic, they experience vision loss, while in comparison, the people in the same group, obese people, diabetics, and so on, the people who did not take that drug, it was under 2%. And so a significantly greater proportion of people who take this drug are experiencing vision loss than those who don't. And so it is a serious risk. I'm not making up numbers. I'm not exaggerating this. It is a valid concern. Please remember, if you do in fact go on Ozempic, this is not medication that can just help you for a few months. Once you come off said medication, you're almost certainly going to regain all of the weight back. What Ozempic is doing is it's reducing your cravings. You get less hungry. And so, of course, you're going to lose weight. Now, with weight loss comes a host of various benefits, but if you then stop taking that medication and you regain the weight back, all of those problems, high blood pressure, the list goes on, they're all going to come back. Now, also, the benefits of weight loss while taking Ozempic are not as great as the benefits of weight loss without taking Ozempic. And so what does that mean? Essentially this. Imagine you had identical twins. One is taking Ozempic, is going to lose 100 pounds. The other loses 100 pounds without taking Ozempic. The person who did it without Ozempic essentially is going to be healthier. And so if you can, in fact, lose the weight without it, then of course I would encourage you to do so. And if you do require it, my suggestion is obviously what I always say. The lowest dose that makes you happy, oftentimes people are taking Ozempic and it's absolutely crushing their appetite. They're struggling to eat. That means you're overdosing on it. This is the same advice I would give to anyone taking anything. I personally don't see any difference between, for example, taking Ozempic, taking testosterone, taking Tren, taking any steroid. SARM, whatever it is that you're taking. When you're taking something to get a benefit from it, something else is going to have to be given up in return. If you take too much testosterone, perhaps your cholesterol is going to go down. It's taking years off your life. Too much growth hormone, also not good. When you're taking Ozempic or any of the GLPs, you need to be careful. The more you take of it, the greater the risk of negative outcomes that's going to occur. We have a study here, people taking tirzepatide for 38 weeks, and then they stop taking it. we have a graph. Look at this graph. Above the 100% line, that means people who have regained all of the weight and then some. 8.8% of people regain all of their weight. Some people gain, for example, 60% more weight than they started. And so what does that mean? Well, if you had lost 100 pounds, you would gain back that 160 more. And so a lot of people are gaining more than all of their weight back. And so there is a smaller percentage of people who can use these medications and come off and manage to maintain or keep the weight off. What happens to these individuals is they learn new habits. They lose the weight and they go to the gym. They're doing cardio. They're eating healthier. They're putting the fork down. They learn to retrain their body to add certain lifestyle habits, behaviors that allows them to keep the weight off. If you do happen to use this medication, please don't just use this medication in isolation. Combine it with healthy habits. Lose weight with the medication by exercising, eating a better diet, perhaps getting my cookbook. You know what this drill is. And let those habits improve your life for the rest of your life. Studies have also shown that these medications, they can actually reduce your cravings for essentially joy in your life. For example, gambling, smoking, having sexy time. And so they're reducing the amount of dopamine or happiness, the thrill, the joys from pleasures that you have in your daily life. If you're using these medications, please use them for the good. Try to allow it to assist you in changing your habits for the better. Don't just rely on the drug to do all of the work, as many people are. Why not try to come off? If you're taking this right now and you're concerned with blindness, or perhaps you don't want to spend as much money, why not just see what happens if you stop? See, have you changed your habits? Is the cardio that you're doing, the exercise, is it enough to curb your appetite? Because if you can come off these medications, it's not going to just save your money, it's going to make you healthier. And so why would you not at least give it a try? And so with Ozempic and other GLPs, it's not like testosterone. If you're on testosterone, HRT, essentially that's for the rest of your life. But with Ozempic, tirzepatide, Retta, these drugs can perhaps help you temporarily, and then once you lose the weight and you improve your lifestyle habits, you're doing the cardio, you're riding the bike, you're doing the walking, you're eating the healthy, you got the cookbook, you can then reduce those drugs or perhaps cut them out completely and try to do it on your own. Don't use drugs as a fix for all of your problems. Only use them with the advice and consent from your doctor. And remember, if you're interested in HRT, in clomiphene, Cialis, telmisartan, a host of different drugs, perhaps also you're looking to lose some weight, well, click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off with AlgorX. They can also get your blood work. I also want to give you a true story. I have a friend prescribed Ozempic, right? They only needed 1 milligram a week to lose a significant amount of weight. They were doing amazingly well. Unfortunately, for the government of Canada to approve that medication, to get it covered so they don't have to spend $500 a month and or more, the minimum requirement was 1.8 milligrams. And so rather than taking 1 milligram, they're essentially forcing her to take 1.8. And why? Well, if they take 1.8, she can get it paid for by healthcare in Canada. But if not, she has to pay for it. And so what would you do if you don't have enough money? You're going to essentially double the dose, which is more than that person needs. And so that is the stupidity of it. Imagine these companies. You really think that the company, Ozempic, tirzepatide, all these companies that are selling these products, they want you to take the lowest dose that makes you happy? Or do you not think that they want you to take the maximum dose? The more of this that you take, the more money they make. And so when they put out these disclaimers, these studies, these reports, are they not going to tell you, hey, take it for life and take more of it than last time? Because that is cushioning their pockets. It's going to make their wallets thicker than last time. And so when you listen to it from me, I'm telling you, lower the doses. People are taking too much. Does that sound like somebody that's trying to make money? I am saying if you need it, you can take it with doctor's approval. But what I'm also saying is take the least amount that you can. That is not from someone trying to make more money. That is somebody trying to give you solid advice who actually cares about your health. The root cause of this problem really is that society is now lazy. I said it. 100 years ago, 500 years ago, people moved around. They had to hunt for their food. Now we have ice cream, highly palatable foods and sugar and fats combined together. It's delicious. It's so easy to get. And even if you don't have a lot of money, you probably have more money and the ability to buy fast food than people did 100 years ago. There wasn't even fast food 100 years ago. We have computers and phones. We sit around. We don't do anything. When I was a kid, we went out and played. Now playing involves sitting in your room and texting people. And so if you add up the total cost of Ozempic on a year, I don't care if you're paying it, for the government's paying it, somebody's paying it. What do you think would be cheaper? Listen, the only thing more expensive than Ozempic is Coach Greg's coaching. And if you're interested in coaching, click the link in the description. Trust me, it's well worth the money, but you do have to have a lot of it in order to afford me. Hey, I'm just being honest. Now, what do you think would be cheaper? Going to the gym, getting a gym membership, perhaps, what is that, $1,000 a year? For many, it's even less. And how much is my cookbook? It's like $199. And so you got a gym membership and my cookbook, it's $1,200 for the year. You might be paying $1,200 for a month for Ozempic. If you actually think about it, what is better for you? What is cheaper? And the final nail in the coffin is that I don't want to have to put the nail on your coffin. If you just take Ozempic in comparison to exercise, I'm talking minimum 150 minutes of cardio a week, lifting weights and so on, you are going to live significantly longer doing cardio, exercising, eating healthy than you ever will from losing weight from taking Ozempic. And so if you really value your life, you're not going to rely on Ozempic. You're going to rely on all the things that you already know you need doing. It's 2026. You have New Year's resolutions. Are you even still on them? All you need to do is to put the fork down, eat healthier, fruits and vegetables, get in your protein, go to the gym, lift some weights twice a week, and do some cardio, and that's it. That will change the game. And so I have a solution. This is what the government needs to do. The government needs to pay for the internet of every person in North America so long as they watch Coach Greg. You subscribe to Coach Greg, and if you watch 10 videos from Coach Greg a month, you get free internet in order to pay for them having access to watching my videos. They're going to hear me yap about doing cardio and putting the fork down and giving them the healthy information, and that's going to save the government billions with the dollars each and every year. Why? Because they're going to be healthier. I'm going to scream and shout at people, you're 400 pounds, you're overweight, you need to stop doing this. You need to go to the gym, you need to exercise, you need to go for a freaking walk. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're not going to like me, but I'm going to tell you it like it is. I'm not going to say you can get your dream physique and get a bunch of abs doing this. I'm going to say, no, you're not getting it. Close your eyes, imagine your dream physique. Open them. You're not getting it. It's not realistic. But what you can get is halfway there. If you're 300 pounds, you want to weigh 200, you can get to 250. You don't need Ozempic. You don't need anything. You need to start exercising. You need to start giving a shit about your life. And if you don't give a shit about your life, find somebody who cares about you more than you do yourself. I don't care if it's your dog. What is the reason for you to start living a better life so that you can be here for other people? Your kids, your friends, your family, your wife, your dog, your cat, somebody wants to see you, and they don't want you dying younger than last time. We got people dying of heart attacks, abusing steroids, people who are morbidly obese, who are just sitting on their asses all day long, playing freaking video games, and then complaining that I'm yelling at them for being fat pieces of shit, lazy, wasting their lives. Your life is worth more than you know. Start doing something about it. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you like it. Of course, get the GO2 Max. It's going to improve your health. You're going to start doing more cardio. Get the Turk Builder Max. Get all the supplements. Code Greg, 15% off. Make me richer than last time. And until next time, I am out.